Hello friends, welcome to Ruhani-Tech Solutions. So we at Ruhani-Tech Solutions provide various services like real-time project-based training in technologies like Java, .NET, C, C++, Python, and also provide IT projects to college students and assist them in preparing their final year projects and also provide solution to technical queries. So as you know, as you have seen my previous video, like we have made student management system application using Java platform. Now we will be going to discuss the same project student management system using .NET framework. So we have made the same application student management system using .NET, that is C Sharp with ASP.NET framework. So today's agenda is project overview, functional overview, technical overview. In the project overview, student management system is a role-based system, that is admin and student. That is, we have two roles that in this system, that is admin and student. This system is mainly responsible for managing data flow between admin and students. Basically, it acts as an interface between school management and students. Admin can see list of admins and students with the details and delete students record, and student can update their profile. In the functional overview, we have, like, as discussed, we have two roles, admin and student. Admin can create a new admin. Admin can create a new student. So let's suppose that uh, a new student came to the college for registration. So the admin can create that particular student into the system. That is, he can create the student's profile in the system, and admin can also retrieve a list of admins and list of students, and also can view the description of the student. And admin can also delete the particular admin or a particular student, whereas a student can insert or updates his or her record. Other functionalities included in this project are image slider, pagination, login logout functionality, and session handling. Okay, now let's discuss the functionality in detail. So this is the Microsoft Visual Studio 2017 community version we are using for the coding part, and now we will be seeing the details of functionality by running this application. Going to the first, we need to build this application. We will cover the coding part after functionality. First, look at the functionality part. So we are running this application. First of all, we go to the build and clean this project, clean student management system. So you see in the below console output, the clean is succeeded. Now go to the build and click on build student management system. So you see this console, so build is succeeded, right? Now we run this application using command debug start without debug. So it will host the application on the port 1311 by default. So this is an application up and running on the local host. So what we have done, we have created a database using MySQL database, and we have created two tables for this application, that is roles and student. In the roles, uh, we have created one admin, that is Jitendra, who is the admin, and we have So let's log in into the system using this credentials, that is user and password and role ID of Jitendra. That is admin. Jitendra is an admin. So once login, he can log in into the system, and he logged in as an admin, right? So there are multiple tabs: home, about us, registration, list of students, admins, contact us, and logout functionality. So what happens in the list part? The admin can see the list of students and list of admins. If we click on say list of students, in the list of students only one student is registered as of now. If you can see in the database, MySQL database, so in the roles you are seeing Rohani Madan. Rohani is a student, and in the student part you can see the details of Rohani, like first name, last name, department, roll number, first year percentage, second year percentage, and so on, date of birth, gender. So these are the details in the student table, and in the roles you are seeing only one student is registered as of now as Rohani. So that is the reason we are seeing only one but entry here, that is Rohani. If we click, this is a hyperlink. If we click on this Rohani, it will show that admin can see the details of Rohani. That is first name Rohani, last name Madan, department name ECE, roll number 60, gender, first name, first year percentage, second year percentage, final year percentage, date of birth, all these records which are there in the database. And admin can also see the list of admins, as only one admin is there, that is Jitendra, so it is showing one entry here, right? Okay, so admin can also register a new student or can create a new admin by clicking on this link. Like as of now, there is only one student, that is Rohani. As you can see in the roles, we have only one student, that is Rohani. Other is an admin, Jitendra. So we will be creating one more student using this application. By clicking, admin will click on this registration link and we'll be creating a new student named Ruchit. He will be admin will be creating a new student and click on in the drop down click on student and enter register button. User created successfully. So if we need to check it, we can check it by going to the home and now click in the list tab. We click on the list of students. So we see, now we can see there are two students. It is Rohani and other is Ruchit, right? If we click on the Ruchit, only first name is there. So what happened? Like now Ruchit is registered in the application by the admin. Now Ruchit will log in into the system using his credentials and update his records. So this is the admin's login. So admin will be logging out and Ruchit, and if we see in the database, that is the rules tables, Ruchit ID's credentials are created by the admin, that is Ruchit, password is created and uh, and role ID is given as student. And if we go on the student, so Ruchit credentials are only the first name is given. So other fields which are empty will be filled by the Ruchit itself by logging into the system with his credentials. So now Ruchit will be logging into the system with his credentials. Login as student and there are multiple tabs like home, about us, insert, update, contact us, log out, right? So has already been logged in into the system as a student, and he will going to update his credentials using this insert update tab. He will be updating his credentials, his description, department, mechanical, or general, and he can like say something. Okay, and click on insert update. So you can see the details updated successfully message is there, and we can go and check into the database as well. So if we refresh the student table, as of now it is, when we refresh this student table, the records are reflecting in the backend as well, in the database as well. Ruchit, Madan, mechanical, whatever the entries we have, the Ruchit has entered through front end, so it is reflected in the database itself also, right? So what so the Ruchit will now log on into the from the application. Now Jitendra, who is the admin, will again log in into the system as admin. So if he now see the list of students, so he will be able to see Ruchit, and if we click on Ruchit, he will be able to see the details of Ruchit, right? All these details, Ruchit, Madan, department mechanical, other things, all the details of Ruchit. Okay, so admin can also delete a particular student or admin. Like say we can take the example of we admin click on list of students, and as of now there are two entries, Ruchit and Rohani. You can also see in the database there are two roles. There are in the roles table we have two students, it is Ruchit and Rohani. Okay, so admin can delete the student, any student which is like leaving the school or college. So admin can delete his or her profile. Like let's say admin is going to delete the profile of Rohani by clicking on checking by clicking on the checkbox and click on delete. Okay, so you see only now one student is there. So let's check into the database it's also. So when we refresh the roles table, so Rohani entry is deleted. Only one student is there now, that is Ruchit. So Rohani entry is deleted. Okay, so now Ruchit will be logging out from the system. So that's it from the functionality perspective. Now moving again to the PPT. Now functional overview is over. Functionality we have understood. Now we may move to the technical overview. So in this we are using the C# with ASP for front end and back end coding. We are using C# and with ASP.NET. For storing data, we are using the MySQL database, and for deploying web application, we are using IIS server. And for the IDE for .NET development, we are using Microsoft Visual Studio Community 2017. Okay, so now we will look into how the technical implementation is done using .NET Framework. So this is the ID development environment for working with C# and ASP.NET. So in the this is the Visual Studio version 2017 community version we are using. for developing our .NET application. In this, you can see there are multiple ASPX pages we have created, like admin.aspx, contact us underscore admin.aspx, default.aspx, details.aspx. So all these pages we have created. We can create our new ASPX page by clicking on the project, that is student engine system, right click on add new item, and we can create our new ASPX pages, that is you can see web form 1.aspx, right? So let's focus. We will be focusing on the login module. We will be understanding how the login module in this application works. So you can see default.aspx page is there. When we click on default.aspx, under that there is default.aspx.cs file. So this is the backend logic.cs, that is with the on this file with the .cs extension is, has all the backend logic for this ASPX page, which is the front end. So when we click on the default.aspx, so this page opens default.aspx. There are different tabs, that is source, which shows the code. This is the design tab. We click on design. So all these text boxes and buttons we have drag and drop from the toolbox, button and other text boxes, list box, all are there, right? We can drag and drop these from the toolbox and drag it over here. And when we need to write the business logic, like say when we click on the username and password and user click enters the drop down value and click on the logic button, when the so what will be the backend logic for the when the user clicks on the login button? We double click on the login and our default.aspx.cs file, that is C# file, will open, which is having the backend logic for default.aspx page. So as we move upwards, so we can see this function, that is button one underscore click. This is the name. Button one is the name of the button which is on the default.aspx page, that is this one. You can see on this is the login button which is having the name in the properties. You can see here, this is the button one ID, right? So when we double click on login, so it will, the control goes on to the .c# page, C# file, and in this we have the function written over button one underscore click, in which the logic, backend logic, will be written, that what happens when the user clicks on the button, login button. Okay, so here we are defining one function, that is get connection. So it is returning a MySQL connection. So the connection string we are retrieving, we are defined here, we are retrieving from the we from the web.config file. We are retrieving the connection string. We have defined our connection string in the web.config file. So as we are connecting to the MySQL database, so the provider name, connection string name is connection string, provider name is MySQL client, and as MySQL runs on 3306, we define this port here, and we define the username and password for this MySQL database, right? So this function get connection returns the MySQL connection. So coming back to the this function button one underscore click, in this we defined our logic. That is the how the login module is implemented in this application. So when we click on the login button, so what will happen? What will be the backend code we have written over here in this function button one underscore click, right? So in this you can see we are getting the get connection, that is the connection of the MySQL database and assigned to this variable ocon. If ocon is not equal to null, we open the connection using ocon.open. This will open the connection, and using MySQL command, we write the SQL command here, that is select star from roles where user is equal to at the rate user USR and role ID is equal to at the rate role ID. So in this you are seeing that we are comparing the credentials which the user has entered with the credentials which are already there in the database, right? So in this we are comparing the credentials, that is username which is entered by the user from front end. We are comparing with the USR which is which is the field defined in the database. So if the username is matching from the front end and the back end, then and the role ID will is admin. So it will be redirect to admin.espx page. Okay, you can see here like we are entering the like admin credentials. So it is redirecting, look at the URL, it is redirecting to admin.espx page. This is how the login module works. And when the role ID is student, it will redirect it to student.aspx page. Else, it will show invalid credentials. So that's it, how the login module works in this application. And we have deployed this application on IIS server. Let me show you. This is the IIS manager, Internet Information Services Manager. Click on it and you can see that when we click on the sites, so we have deployed this student enrollment system on port 8090. So we have already, and the server is showing status is showing as started. So let's check it. When we click on 8090 and click on enter, so see we are hosting our web application on port 8090, right, which we have defined here in the IIS manager. So our website is hosted on IIS server successfully. Okay, so that's it from the technical perspective. Thank you, and for any technical queries and project ideas, you can contact me by email me on the given email ID, or you can WhatsApp or call me on the given mobile number. So stay tuned for more videos and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.